can suck the venom out?
No.
Oh.
Why you gotta wrap me out like that?
There is a light shining for you, guiding your way, helping you through. And shadows and gloom are all that you see. We'll find a place where we can be free.
Welcome to the very first episode of The Porch Light.
How's your week been?
My week has been great. What do you mean? How's my week been?
Let's see. What is going on? I apparently am allergic to bees.
Yeah.
So that's
Found that out the hard way.
Yeah, I somehow made it 31 years.
I guess that's really the
Without-
only way to find out, though. If you're,
But 31 years in. I mean, yeah, I took allergy testing, but I don't remember them saying anything about bees.
I think you would have to get stung to know, though, right? Or
Yeah.
Could they
Oh,
put
you mean like,
venom on you to figure out if you're allergic?
I don't know. I found out I'm allergic to dogs and cats, and I already knew all those type of things, but that's what I learned from the allergy testing.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
people on Instagram are saying that now I need to go get an EpiPen probably, which
Yeah.
is crazy. And someone said a wasp could even be really bad. So now I just have to, I already live my life in fear. Now this has just made it worse.
I need to just start carrying around like a knife, or not. I already carry out a knife, but like a straw.
Oh,
That
you
way-
can suck the venom out?
No.
Oh,
God, that's where your brain goes.
I don't know.
Mine's
straw.
way worse. That way I could put what do they call that when they, like on Grey's
Oh.
Anatomy where they put a straw so you can breathe?
Oh,
I think I could do that. I feel like I could pull that off.
Is that a trach?
Trach? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
yeah.
could do that.
Yeah. With
So you
the
don't need
straw.
an EpiPen. I'll just trach you.
That seems like a solid plan.
Yeah. Way better than getting stabbed by a needle.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anything? So, okay, episode 1.
Okay.
This is the first episode. What made you want to do a podcast?
You.
I literally just texted him one day and I said,
Yeah.
I want a podcast and I want you to build me a set, and you have built it.
Yeah.
So that is an update. You built this wall. He
Yeah.
actually built this wall by himself.
With my 2 human hands.
Yeah, with the help of ChatGPT, giving you instructions.
Why you gotta wrap me out like that?
But how was it building the wall?
It was
Rewarding?
great. I had a lot of fun. It was challenging, but it was like one of those rewarding, challenging things, right? It wasn't just like, oh, I'm so tired of this. I was like, I was excited to come in here and work on it because I was having fun. So yeah, it's kind of addictive. I want to keep I want to keep trying new things now. I want to build more things.
And
Now I'm like, I got a big head. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go build a fence in the backyard next.
oh yeah, now he's like, oh, I can build anything.
Yeah.
But it does actually look really good. He was really thoughtful while building it out. But we've been wanting to do a podcast for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, life, fear, I don't know, everything held us back from actually starting it. We had built a YouTube channel, or not built a YouTube channel, but started posting on YouTube. And we got to the point where every other episode we like sat down in some chairs and we were just chatting.
These same chairs.
It was these same chairs. And we kept them because we were like, well, we're going to actually start a podcast one day. And even then we were like, this is not like a podcast. It's like a podcast style,
Yeah.
right? Like we didn't actually want to do the full on build out a show and like make it a thing, because I don't know. It's like you see all these podcasts out there and you're like, okay, people don't need another podcast, right? But I still, and I did this back in the day, but I still gravitate towards just wanting to sit down and have, like, listen to people have a conversation when I'm getting ready, when I'm doing my laundry, driving in the car,
Yeah.
cleaning. And that's what we wanted to create, is something where you feel like you can sit down and hang out with us. And then we really struggled with coming up with a name. And we had a couple of names that we were just kind of going back and forth with. And there was even one that I really liked. And we look it up and we're like, someone already has a podcast with this name. And I was like, there's no other name that's going to beat it. And then we kept looking. And Jeff's like, I said, that was the perfect name.
Yeah, every time we would try to brainstorm one, she was so stuck on the fact that we couldn't use the name that we had previously wanted to. She was like, well, nothing's going to beat that. Like, I can't quit thinking about that. And I was like, well, she's like, it was just the perfect name. I was like, well, it wasn't, because if it was the perfect name, then we would be able to use it. So like, I was just like, you have to get over it. And like the moment that she like realized that,
come up with the porch light.
And she came up with the porch light.
The porch light is kind of the concept of, you know, that feeling of a close friend or family that they're always like we'll always leave the porch light on for you. Like, no matter what you're going through in life, no matter what's going on, you always are welcome here, and you can come in, get a drink, a snack, and sit down and let's talk about life. Let's laugh, let's have fun. And we wanted to create that vibe. That was the whole vibe of the concept that we wanted to create, but we didn't have a name for it. And that just turned out to be the perfect name.
Yeah. I think it's like porch therapy, right? Like when you're sitting on the front porch and, it's either after a long week, a long day, you're just sitting there. You can hear the crickets in the background. It's just like this calm, zen atmosphere. And like some of the best conversations happen in those settings. So we're like, well, how can we recreate that? And that's what we wanted for ourselves and for anyone that listens, is we want this to just feel like you're at home, sitting on the front porch, talking with your best friends and just talking through struggles, overcoming, talking about the wins, the successes, the happiness, but also having a safe place to share the struggles and talk through whatever's on your mind. Because I'm an optimist, so I always like to see the bright side of things, but I'm also a realist, so I know that you can't be happy all the time. So one of my favorite ways to get over hard things is to talk through them. So
well, and also with the all the AI stuff out there and all the, I don't know, it's become so like short and quick and fake and like comparison and all this stuff. We wanted to just have something that we felt real and felt like we could spend time together. It's quality time, and that's both of our love languages. Yeah. And it's something, I don't know if you can hear our dog squeaking.
Yeah,
in the
she wants in here so bad.
Do you want to let her in?
And you can try.
Okay.
We let her in, and she got tangled up in the headphone cords and almost ripped everything off, like the MacBook and everything. So come here, sister. Lay down.
So Nala, our 12-year-old, almost 12-year-old pup just came in. Can you just sit down and relax? Just sit down and relax. Okay, she did. But she was our first baby, and we got her in college, and she is going to be 12 in December. So we have the concept of what we wanted to build this out to be, and it's actually the topic of today. So what I wanted us to talk about, so every episode, I am bringing the topic to the table. Jeff has no idea what it's going to be. So the topic of what I want to talk about today is kind of ties into the purpose of why we are starting this, but it's why you need a village, like through life. Yeah. You hear this like now that we've become parents. So for those of you guys that don't know, we've been together since high school, and we just had our first baby. She is a little over 1 year old, and everybody says like it takes a village, right, to raise your kids. And I now see for sure like why people say that. But I really think it takes beyond that. It takes a village to do really anything in life. Like whether you want to like chase after your dreams, right? And whether you want to get more fit, whether you want to better your relationship, whether you want to better your life in whatever area, become a parent. Like as you become a parent, I think it takes a village, and not everyone is blessed with family to be that village. And so sometimes it's about creating and finding your village and your people. And that's another reason why we want to create this community on here, is because we want to create a village, right? And like build a village. And so I wanted to know your thoughts on like the importance of having a village through life.
Yeah. I mean, I love this topic. It's something I could ramble all day about, but I think the first thing is it takes a village is how I am with absolutes. Like I don't think you have to have a village, because people out there that maybe don't have a village, you can still do it. You can still go be successful. I think that it's easier with a village. And so summarize that with it takes a village. And that's our purpose with this, is that hopefully we reach people that need this. Maybe they don't have the people in their corner, like family and close friends, and they're out there, they feel like they're just on an island struggling by themselves. Cool. You have a home here. Sit on the porch with us, right? But also, even if you do have your own village in your real life, maybe they don't completely understand everything you're going through. Maybe, everything, we the things that we talk about, we relate to together, and you relate to what we're going through. So, I think the concept of it takes a village is, from my own personal experience, it's one of my biggest goals in life is to be that person. And one of my favorite quotes that I found, you probably knew I was going to go here with this, but one of my favorite quotes is that I found about this concept is, if you want a village, you have to be a villager. And that's
that's good.
Yeah, that would be what I challenge anyone listening to this to really think about that. And what does that mean? If you want to build a village around you, if you want people to, support you and help you and guide you, then you have to be a villager. A village works together. It's a unit, right? There's hunters, there's gatherers, there's people who focus on raising the kids, there's people who focus on protecting the village. There's all these different roles inside of the village. You don't have to do all the roles, but you need to do your role, right? And your role may be, the support system. It may be the positivity. It may be the hard conversations, whatever it is. But that's one of my favorite things about that is like, for me, I like that quote so much because when I read it, I was like, it was a gut check. If I want a village, what am I doing to be a villager? What am I doing to support the people around me? Or am I just expecting people to go out of their way and to inconvenience themselves to support me? So if you want a village, then it does take effort on your part as well. That's what makes a village work is continuous effort and conjunctive, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Conjunction?
I don't know. Combined effort.
Oh,
combined effort. Combined. Way off. I want to hear your point of view on the, be a villager mindset, because I've always talked about it, on our team calls and stuff like that, but like I've never got to kind of hear your feedback on it. Like how do you envision that? Like what is that quote? How does it make you feel?
Yeah, so I think I'm someone that I get so, and this is something that especially adulthood and like motherhood and all this stuff, I really struggle with sometimes is I get so consumed by what I have going on that sometimes, and I know a lot of people do this, your expectations of others are high, but you're not necessarily thinking about what all am I doing to go out of my way, because we are so busy, right? Everybody's busy.
Yeah.
And I think that we're all our own main character in our story. So sometimes it's easy to forget about how am I going above and beyond to be a villager for other people? How am I going out of my way to support? Like if someone comes to me for help, I will always help them.
Right.
Or if someone's asking me to go do something, like, I just think that that's where I need to work on the most is being more intentional about being that villager. Pretty low maintenance of a friend anyway. So like, you really don't, like we could go months without talking and we get together and we're catching right back up just because I do have so much going on that, but other people don't. And, sometimes it's easy to forget, like, you reaching out to somebody could be the make or break of like helping them get through whatever situation they're going in, or like
and I think
maintaining that relationship in general.
That's a key point of it. Like I mentioned earlier, it's like, if it's a villager, you gather the water, you gather the food, you protect the village, right? That's like metaphorically speaking, but in today's modern society, it could be something as simple as just like a text message check-in, like letting them know, like, hey girl, I know I've been over my head, like overwhelmed feeling, and I just, I know if I'm feeling this way, I just want to check in and see how you're doing. Like things like that can be, like that's kind of what I mean more so these days is, we're both trying to get better at that because we've kind of had that maturity and realized like, I think when you're in the weeds of like infanthood and like the newborn stage and like you do kind of black out and just like zone in.
Yeah.
But now we're kind of like getting into the toddler phase, which is its own battle, right? It's its own thing.
Yeah.
But you kind of are able to breathe a little bit more, and your maturity as a parent comes up, and you realize like, okay, we can do this. It's possible, and it's fun. But that kind of gives us some time to like, okay, let's reach out more, let's connect more, let's be better friends essentially.
And that's something that you could take away from this is like, as you're listening to this, who have you maybe unintentionally neglected in your life? Like who do you need to call like right now? Pick up the phone, catch up. And are you the person, because I'm guilty of this too, like if you call me, let's catch up, but when do I call you? And so I mean, part of my job is to talk on the phone all day, so that's partially why I don't do that. Okay. But in general, are you the one getting reached out to, or are you the one putting in the effort? And I think that's important to remember in friendships and relationships, everything. Yeah. Is are you being a contributor? But something I was going to mention that I had thought of is that's one of the biggest things, like going into, so now we're getting in our 30s, right? He's 32, I'm 31. We're still like fresh in our 30s. But something I'm noticing is like as you get older, you appreciate like relationships so much more, like in the grand scheme of like the meaning of life. Yeah. Like at the end of my life, I'm not going to care about the things that maybe I I didn't think I was going to care about those things, but you really just, you start to really, at the end of your life, you're going to care about the people you spent the time with. Like, it's not necessarily about what you're doing or what you have or the success or the money or the things or the places that you are. It's the people you're spending them with, because you could be in the coolest place with the wrong people or the lamest place with the right people, and it could change the whole outlook and whole experience.
For sure.
Like,
some of the best times of our lives have been when we were, making minimum, like just enough money to get by or barely get by, but we were surrounded by people that made those experiences amazing, people that genuinely cared about you and made you laugh, and they would at the drop of a hat, if you make a phone call and you need something, they're going to figure out how to make it happen. They're going to be there for you. And so I think that's such a good point.
Well, and it makes me think of, like, for our anniversary, or not our anniversary, our honeymoon, right? Yeah. We didn't go anywhere extravagant. We went to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Yeah. A little bed and breakfast. There's not really much to do there at all.
So fun, though.
That was we've been to some, like, really cool places and stuff. But us just being together, like, with the right people, right? It was just us two, but still, like...
Yeah, great example. The right people. Just us.
Just us. But I'm saying,
I know what you mean. I'm just kidding.
It's not about the places that you go. It's about the people that you...
Take with you.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. And it's not... So I look at that in the grand scheme of life. It's not about the things that you have or the places that you go or what you're doing. It's about who you're spending them with. I think that's really the... Yeah. That's
the motivation for us behind everything that we do is, and it's I don't want to say it's shifted because it's always been that. We've just kind of become more clear on it. But I think that's just the best way to put it is, like, I don't want success if I can't have success with the people I want it with.
Isn't there a song, like a rap song, like that's like, you know what I'm saying? No. Oh my gosh, I knew you would know this. Okay, so
I just want to be successful.
Is it that it?
I don't think so, because
there's a song that's oh my gosh, if you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. It is like, oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. I'll look it up later.
What is it about?
I know in the song he talks about, like, something. It might be a girl. I honestly don't know. Yeah. But in the song talks about, like, it doesn't mean nothing if my friends aren't with me or friends aren't successful too. Yeah. Type of thing.
There's a couple that I can think of, but I can't remember the lyrics. I think J. Cole is one of them.
I was thinking it was J. Cole.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's J. Cole.
Yeah. So segment number 1 is Letters on the Porch. This is where you guys, as listeners, as viewers, can submit in your questions, thoughts, circumstances, situations, anything that you want us to discuss. And you can do it anonymously. There we go. Or if you want to have your name and stuff involved, cool. You can leave it in there and let us know you want it to be public. But submit your stuff, and then we'll give, I don't know, I haven't read any of these ahead of time. Taylor picks them all out, so she brings them, and then we just kind of I blind react to them. So you kind of get a guy's take, and then you get a girl's take. So, and then you kind of get our combined take together.
Well, and since this is our first episode, we obviously haven't had anybody submit. We will have a little Google form that you can submit these into. So I had to ask my Instagram followers, didn't tell them what this was for. I just said, hey, if you can give us situations that we can, give our take on and give advice with, go ahead and submit them and I'll keep them anonymous. So we have quite a few, but we'll just do a few and see how it goes and see how long, we want to do them. But I'll say we'll at least do probably 2 to 3. My middle school daughter has been disowned by her 2 best friends. One of them has been her friend since infancy at daycare. I have pictures of them together at so many events, sports, daycare, preschool graduation, etc. The other 2 girls have now become friends and excluded her. Sadly, the mom has also done the same. I wish I could take my children back to being babies where I could protect them from the world. It's heartbreaking as a mother to watch your child come home and cry every night because of her friends of many years no longer wanting to be her friend. I'm sure people are going through many more challenges, but this is a bridge we haven't yet crossed as parents, and it's very, very hard.
Gosh.
I know. When I read this, okay, so since we have a 1-year-old baby girl, I already feel like I'm constantly having to protect her, and it just gave me a whole new perspective of what's coming.
Yeah, that's hard. That's really hard because they're kids. They don't, as much as we'd like to think they should know better, like they're going through so many things. They're learning. They're influenced by so much more than just their parents. I know parenting is a big part of like behavior in kids, but there's so much influence on behavior outside of the home, especially with social media and the internet. So that's tough. I think here's my take. If it were my daughter, what I would try my best to do is to find things that make her feel confident and just instill, like do things with her that instill more confidence in her. Because a confident girl, a confident boy, they're going to understand that, I don't know the exact age of this kid, but the older that they get and the more that you can develop confidence, the better that carries you. And there's a difference in arrogance and confidence. Confidence is being confident that you can handle circumstances. Arrogant is feeling like you're better than other people in circumstances. And that's not what we want to teach. We want to teach confidence. And you teach confidence by putting them in situations that makes them fail, but then they learn to overcome that failure to see success. So I would just try to find, if it were Lily, our daughter, I would try to find things that help her develop confidence and try my best to spend as much time with her, distracting her from those thoughts. Go, maybe in this season of life, I'm doing more things with her, going out to, whatever she likes to do. We're gonna go have tea parties. We're gonna go to the zoo. We're gonna go do more things and just be that best friend that she doesn't have. I know it's different because you can't replace that, especially that bond from such a young age, but it's also the reality of the world. The world is cold, and that's why having a village is so important, because you have people that you can lean on in those situations.
That's what I was going to say is if our village can come together and you're watching this and maybe you've been through that, or you want to give your take, please drop them in the comments, and just hopefully the person that submitted that can read through them. But something else that came to mind, and I love your take, and I was smiling when you said distractor, because that's just how your personality is. Like distract from.
Let's just
bad
avoid
things.
Negativity and go find positive
go do more
things.
positive things.
Yeah.
So I was smiling because I was like, yeah, that's so Jeff.
Yeah.
But I think this is a great opportunity to develop character, in the sense of remember how you feel now, and we don't want to treat other people that way,
That's
right?
a great point.
And even though it hurts, like people will hurt you. I love the idea of instilling confidence and our strong relationship, but give her opportunities to then make more friends in other places. So that could be really challenging, and especially the fact that this friendship lasted so long. I mean, it is going to hurt. And unfortunately, we can't keep them from getting hurt out in the world on a number of different, like just disappointments. Like they're just going to be like, I know the first heartbreak's going to be tough. I know the friendship thing's going to be tough. Losing, something that she's been working really hard to. Like those are going to be things that we, have to work through with them, and like showcase, like in that situation, okay, this is not how we want to treat people. And maybe give some of our old stories of, hey, I had a friend, that sometimes people are in your life for a season. And although it's sad, maybe they're going through something we don't know about.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to be age appropriate at this point, but you being there for them, you leading by example of how you're treating, maybe if the mom situation is like the mom with you, how you, like your kids learn more from your actions than your words.
Yeah.
So how you handle this situation is really going to impact the kid. I mean, not from my experience, from my like
understanding
perception. I mean, from not my perception, but like from what I know, like I think that kids learn a lot from like the actions.
Yeah.
So how do we want to treat people? Giving them new environments to make more friends in, and then, being there for them and leading by example of how you want them to replicate your actions in this situation. And I think, like you said, be there.
Yeah. I think I would be real careful not to make the friend the villain any more than she already is, because as kids, they don't need that. They don't need villains in their stories. They don't need us to amplify that person as a villain. You know what I mean? So like, I think as a parent, I would try to say, you know what, like maybe, sometimes, people want to go their separate ways and they want to do their own thing for a little while. And, when she grows up, maybe you guys can become friends again. Because I think that's the mindset that I would want my daughter to have, is like, okay, if she doesn't want to be my friend anymore, it's way easier said than done, obviously. But if she doesn't want to be my friend, that's okay. I'm independent. I'm confident. I don't need that person in my life. But if they do want to be in my life, I want them to be in my life, and I want to help them. I want to be a good friend. So I think that'd be something. It's hard because you're so attached, and when people hurt your baby, I know.
Oh gosh,
that feeling.
it is. It's I can't watching her cry.
But
I would just drop kick a little another.
And you want to say bad things like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, or they're just a mean person. But I don't want my daughter to have that natural, when people wrong her, I don't want her just to be like, oh, well, they're a bad person. Like people mess up, people make mistakes, and people do bad things in life, and they're not bad people. They just, they got other things going on. They make mistakes, right? So I want her to develop that confidence and that self-awareness to realize like, okay, she's got things going on. If she comes back around, I want to be a good friend to her if I can. Yeah. To an extent, like, don't let her become someone that gets walked all over her whole life. But I think that's where the confidence comes in, is like when they're confident people, they realize like, okay, you're using me. I'm just going to distance myself.
Well, in that rejection, like knowledge and experience, because that is a form of rejection, right? That's going to be helpful later on. So that if you can teach how to handle rejection with like maybe a friendship, then okay, when they're going to be able to get through a relationship.
Yeah. They don't make the basketball team.
They don't make the basketball team, like career, like it all is this. It might be a different situation, but it's the same emotion, and they just have to learn how to work through those emotions and understand they'll get through it, and they'll have so many more friends, and maybe even reconnect with that friend. And I think that's going to come through our stories and how we lead by example. So
again, we're not therapists. I mean, like this is just our take. Like that's why I keep saying, if it were my kid, this is how I would handle it, and a year from now, it may be completely different, but that's my take right now.
Okay, so we got another one. Hi, Taylor. I saw your IG story asking for situations. Well, I actually have one. My husband is in the military, and he got a job offer in Hawaii. We're in California right now with 2 dogs and a 1.5-year-old. He is slated to report by November 17th as of now. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed because we're expected to pack our stuff, ship our cars, and get our dogs prepared for Hawaii in about 2 weeks' time. I'm also furloughed right now with the shutdown, so the situation is pretty challenging. My family in New Mexico, my family's in New Mexico, my in-laws are in Michigan. I can likely go to New Mexico and wait out the paperwork for the dogs. It takes about 2 months. However, that means my husband would go back to Hawaii and we'd stay back in the States. Now, since we can't go back in the States for now, since we can't go in our house if he leaves. Oh, and I can work remotely with my job, but the HR department is furloughed too, so I'm not sure how I can preemptively go without having my ducks in a row for remote when the shutdown is over. Also, he got notice for the November 17th date, October 30th. It just seems pretty crazy to me. We've done a cross-country move before, when I was 20 weeks pregnant, but Hawaii is a bit more logistically heavy given its location and the fact that they have a ton of requirements for dogs as they have a rabies-free island. Okay, that's all. Thank you. So that's a long explanation, but I wanted that detail because I'm like, that gives us a little bit of backstory. And what's interesting about this is that they have 2 dogs and a 1.5-year-old. Yeah. We have 3 dogs and an almost 1.5-year-old. Right. So this would be as if we got 2 weeks notice, a little over 2 weeks notice, for you to potentially have to go to Hawaii, and me and the dogs and Lily stay behind. That would be hard. Yeah. But I also understand how hard it is just for everybody to up and go. What are your thoughts?
I mean, my thoughts are, what are your options? Yeah. If you have other options that work, I think if it were us, this is something I think you and I do a really good job of, is because we've made some big decisions in our lives, and we've made some big changes. And this, every time, there are things that we sit down and, like, you know, in a night or two, we'll just pro-con it. Like, okay.
Pro-con it.
Yeah, what are the pros? What are the cons? And then from those, we can kind of weed out the worst case scenario, right? Like, or the situation that's not feasible. And then you're kind of left with, you know, one or two options that are like, right, you have one that's a little better, one that's close but a little worse. Like, this one's better, but it has this con. This one's better, but it has this con. So then you can kind of like come to the agreement of like, okay, what are we going to sacrifice, or what are we going to give up to make this work? Because it doesn't sound like there's an option. Like in the military, you can't just say no. You can't just like, well, sorry, that doesn't work for me. I can't do that. Right. You're under contract. So, it sounds like Hawaii is going to happen.
Yeah.
What I'm understanding more so is the question is how do we make it work that's the best for our family right now? And for me as the husband, I would want to do whatever is best for the baby and the wife, right? So, okay, if that means you guys, if it's best for you guys to stay back here for a couple months and, you know, me tough it out in Hawaii by myself, like, I'm going to be working a lot of the time anyway. It's, you know, if that gives you some time to get your HR stuff situated, to work remotely, and there's less stress there, you have a little bit of support because you have parents with you. I think for me, that would be naturally the route that I would prefer. And I'm okay. It's going to suck. I would be heartbroken not seeing my daughter for 2 months. But at the same time, like, if that's the best case scenario for her, and that's where she's going to be the safest, the healthiest, and the happiest for, you know, that moment, that's where I would probably lean more towards.
Yeah. And I think I was kind of in the same boat, like, and that's coming from us who we don't even want to spend a day apart. Like,
yeah, I think the longest we've been apart was when I went to the police academy for 5 days.
Yeah. And I mean, especially now that Lily's here, like, it's just so much work on one person to not have the other partner there.
Yeah.
And so there's so many reasons that would make me want to say, screw it, let's just figure it out and let's all go together. However, I think in this situation, it kind of sounds like it's probably going to be best to hold off and have one partner go and the other partner stay back, or, like, you know, him go to the Hawaii first. And in the grand scheme of things, 2 months is going to fly by. 2 months will fly by. And if that will help with the stress and help this transition go way more smoothly, I would prefer that versus, like, trying to rush it within a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like, that is probably what I would do in that situation. But that's tough.
Yeah.
Like, that's tough.
Either way, it's a tough thing. But again, you know, this is my personality. You guys will learn that more and more the more you spend time with us. Like, there's always a bright side, right? Like, the same thing that she just said, 2 months is going to fly by. This situation is going to, you guys are going to work through it. You're going to get through it together as a team. And I think if you keep that mentality, is like, okay, we have to work together. We have to be teammates in this, not, you know, antagonists. Like, you have to support each other and just have that. It's hard when you're stressed to be a supportive partner and things like this, but you got to go that route. And when we get through it, you're going to look back like, gosh, you guys remember when we freaking, you know, went to Hawaii on a whim because you got, you know, you got deployed out there.
I'll tell you,
Not
like,
deployed, but
yeah, we lived in St. Louis for 6 years, and looking like it felt like we were there forever, but looking back, it was so fast.
Yeah, it was a blink.
It was a blink. So yeah, I mean, life, like, time is irrelevant. I mean, not irrelevant. Time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one more, or do you want to go
I
to
think
the
that's
next
good.
one?
We're at 4.
Okay, let's go to the next.
Yeah.
So the next, I forget what did we call it?
The next segment is the porch picks.
The porch picks.
This is where we kind of give you things that we love right now, things that are working for us, or we talk about things that we've tried that you should not waste your money on or waste your time on because they just don't work, or they taste bad, or whatever it may be. So we love to share things. You know, no gatekeeping around here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to use, like, cool language.
Yeah, gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping.
That's not like cool language.
It's not? Man.
I mean, it's a thing, but
Thought I
it's
was
not
hip.
like popular. I have to pee so bad. That's why I'm squirming.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh, okay.
You
We're
go
gonna.
pee?
Yeah, no, because if we open the door, Lily's gonna see me, and
Yeah.
then it's gonna be game over. So we can finish.
Okay. So, yeah, that's the porch picks is our top picks of the week. What are we liking right now?
Top picks of the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to know something funny? Smile. Look that way. I thought you had something in your teeth this whole
could you
time, and I was
imagine?
going to be so happy.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Yeah, so what's your top picks of the week?
So
What are you using right now that you like?
Are we doing one thing or are we doing multiple?
Whatever you want. This is your podcast.
Okay. Yeah, we make the rules. I'm going to stick to one.
Okay.
My top pick of the week.
I
Okay.
already know.
Toast Spacers.
I knew it. Toast Spacers.
Toast Spacers.
She's been ranting about these Toast
I've
Spacers.
had the Toast Spacers. Okay. So many people have told me about Toast Spacers. And I've tried them and you know, it didn't really hit, but there's something, I think it's because I wore boots and they were really narrow and they forced my feet, like my toes just crammed together.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I feel like my toes just need to like
Breathe.
They need to space out. I want to extend the toes horizontally. And so I did.
Yeah.
And I love it. And so I've been doing toe spacers every single day. I also have bunions. So
They help with bunions, though.
They do.
That's
they do.
why I like them.
And my toe like goes in. So I'll link the ones I've been using below there. I think they're real cheap.
They're real cheap.
They're
We got
not-
the silicone ones,
and
gel ones.
I love them. We bought them
Yeah.
years ago and they still work. They're
Yeah.
still in good condition.
Yeah, you can go all out and buy like.
Fancy
There's
ones.
some that are like, you know, I think metal and stuff, which I thought would be really uncomfortable. But
Yeah, no. So that's my porch pick of the week.
yeah, okay. Lifestyle. I am not a morning person. I like to stay up late, and I like to sleep in. But I will say, for about 3 months now, almost 4 months, I've been getting up at 5:30, and working out at 6 a.m. Just a quick 30-minute workout. Nothing crazy. And I love it. 10 out of 10 recommend. I know it's hard. You guys in the comments are going to be like, you're crazy. I love my sleep too much. I promise you.
I never thought this day would come.
I was the same way. But I started doing a dumbbell class in the mornings. And because I know, because here's the thing. For the longest time, I was like, oh, I want to wake up early and work out. I said it for months. But then when I signed up for class and I knew people were there showing up waiting on me, it completely changed. I was able to get out of bed. I was getting out of bed before my alarm originally because I was like, I'm not missing this because I know people are going to be there. So that's my...
Your porch pick is a shameless plug of your own class.
I didn't say I taught it.
If you guys want to do it.
I just said I signed up for it. I did. I didn't say I taught it.
If you guys want to do this class,
Yeah.
he teaches it.
Yeah.
He needed other people to show up to get him to do it.
Accountability. It takes a village, right?
That's
a
awesome.
village.
That's awesome.
But
But it really is something that you said that's been helping
my
you.
porch pick isn't the workouts itself. Like my workouts, it's
the
just
concept
It's
of
just getting up early and getting
Yeah.
moving in. Even going out, like my mom goes out for a walk most days. Some days she does the workouts, but
Yeah.
just getting up and going on a walk first thing in the
Yep.
morning. She'll drink her cup of coffee, but like I do suggest it. Give it a
Boy,
try.
I like me a good cup of coffee.
Yeah, that'll be my porch pick every
Every
week.
week.
Boy, I ain't never tired of that.
Okay, so then the last segment that we got of the day
Yeah,
is the light bulb moment.
that's it.
The light bulb moment. So this is our, takeaway from today's
this episode.
episode. And kind of something you explained earlier is not just like, we want these to be like lighthearted, funny, hanging out, like just chatting about life, chatting about different things going on. But also we want you to take away a good point to go apply to your own life. Like this is something that I want all of us to be growing together. So we'll each give our light bulb moment. And for me, mine, I kind of mentioned it earlier, but I think it's check on your people. It's a light bulb moment is how often have you checked on your own people? You never know what someone's going through. And everybody needs to be checked on. Yeah. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs some encouragement. Everybody needs a friendship and, relationships in their life. I mean, that's the things that matters most.
Yeah. Even the ones that look like they have it all together right now, like even if they do have it all together, I will say it feels good to get that recognition of like, hey, like
tell them they've been looking
I know
good.
It looks like you've got it all together. You're hitting workouts. You're going to soccer games with the kids. Like, but I just want to let you know, like, if I can help or you need anything, let me know. Like, when you get a message like that, you just feel good. You're like, man, okay. People see that I'm like working hard to be the best parent I can or be the best person I can. I'm trying to improve, So I think that's a good point. Mine is going to be not necessarily like something we talked about on this episode, but just what this episode exemplifies for us. And that's going to be like start something knowing it's not going to be perfect.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Like
because,
the concept of starting this.
Yeah, like it can be fitness, it can be a goal you have, it can be a new hobby you want to do, it can be anything you want. But like this is our very first official podcast episode, and we know like we love it. We're having fun, but we're gonna watch it back and we're gonna pick it apart. We're gonna say we could have done better here, we could have done better there. But the reality is it's 100% better than it would have been if we didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
So that goes with anything that you want to do. Like you can say, well, I don't know how to do this yet, so I can't start. I don't know how to do this yet. The best way to learn, like we're never going to get better at doing podcasts until we get 100 reps in. Like 100 episodes in, I think we'll finally be like, okay, we're actually kind of figuring out how to do podcasts now.
Yeah.
But I don't expect to be good at it for at least 100 episodes. So.
Well, and that kind of just leads me to like the last thing I wanted to say about starting this is like, and we'll probably talk about this in like future episodes of like marriage and relationships and stuff like that. But I also wanted to start this because we are so go. Like, and we don't have childcare. So we have either Jeff's watching her and I'm working.
Right now she's duct taped to the wall.
No. So, what I'm saying is like, we don't go to like daycare or anything. So like either he's watching her while I work, I watch her while he works, playing zone defense, right?
Yeah.
But like the only times we really have help to like do laundry and like catch up on things and have any moments together is, you know, when we call her granny nanny, and then my dad's currently watching her right now. But those are you know, times that we're typically like, let's go get all these other things done, and we can get more done because there's two of us doing them.
Yeah.
So I think this is a cool concept that we are like forced, like holding ourselves accountable to just sit down and hang out, just the two of us, like just really like
just the two.
Yeah,
of us.
just like hang out as friends and like just chatting and like you know, coming like talking through things and like doing advice and like things that we maybe wouldn't take the time to do, you know, now that we're parents and life is a little crazier.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching.
Oh yeah.
If you
follow, subscribe.
Yeah, if you can do one thing if you do one thing out of everything right now, I think the most important thing to us is subscribing. And then the next thing, if you want to continue to support, sharing this episode with one person who you think could use a village or could use people in their life that, you know, is there to sit down, talk with them, support with them. And then if you want to go all out and be like, you know, the best villager you can, for this show is follow us or subscribe to us, share it, and leave a comment, like the video. So any of those things that you feel like doing, if you feel like we brought any value or laughter to your life today, that would help us out a lot.
And I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Peace out.
Peace out.